Hello again. Another outdoor edition of Moving About and Manipulating Objects. The Moving About family has just returned from a brief visit into Northeast Ohio to see our old stomping grounds and to visit some places in Amish country, do a little thrifting, which was the idea of Mrs. Moving About, mostly because she knew it would be something I would enjoy. And she's just sweet that way. Plus, we were celebrating a birthday, so thank you, Mrs. Moving About, for the great idea and a fantastic couple of days in Northeast Ohio during an unseasonable cold snap, cold and rainy for much of our trip, but still a very nice experience because thrift stores are all indoors, at least the ones we visited. So picked up a few things. I'm going to break this up into two parts, probably. That's my plan. So the first item here that I am displaying is a Revised Standard Version Bible. This was a gift from Mrs. Moving About. She found it at our local thrift before we left for our little mini vacay. And this is one of the Nelson Revised Standard Version Bibles that I just can't pass up. And it's probably fake leather. They're fake leather. But this one feels so soft. It's just a little different than the others. Maybe it was just so well used, and that's why it feels the way it does. But it feels terrific. I love the red color. Holy Bible, Revised Standard Version, Nelson. And it has the the liner and the first page that kind of looks like grandma's wallpaper. Looks like there may have been a presentation page or some such here that was cut out, maybe more than one. You can see where maybe you can see, I didn't adjust that very well, where there's red that has rubbed off. The paper is a little bit yellowed, but it is completely intact. The binding is solid, from what I can tell, has not come apart. It is sewn apparently, and there are no marks or underlinings or highlights that I have been able to find. So even though I think this Bible was probably well used, they didn't mark it up. So thank you for that, Mrs. Moving About. Oh, there's a little pen mark there. I spoke too soon. That's the only mark I've found in there. So that's first item, gift from Mrs. Moving About. One of the thrift stores in Amish country, I found this Gideon Bible. And you tell me, maybe I shouldn't have locked down the exposure, but you see this in a thrift store with a free Bible sign on it, and also looks like grandma's wallpaper, but shiny, sparkly. I don't know what you call that, but it's kind of a metallic sheen to this book. I've not seen one like that. It's a King James Gideon Bible, so pretty familiar to anyone who's stayed in a hotel in the last 60 years plus. Not much in the way of extras, but you know what you're getting with a Gideon Bible, and this one is just such a neat cover, and it also is in really good condition. So free Bible, couldn't pass that up. That came home with me. Okay, another thrift store find in Amish country. At most of these were from MCC Thrift Shops, which is a Mennonite Mennonite Central Committee owned and operated thrift shop, which is operated almost all by volunteers, and all proceeds pretty much go to mission or charity type work. So I like to shop in them. Here's another Revised Standard, this one by World Publishing Company, Cleveland and New York. And this one has the terrific zipper closure with a cross pull on it, and the zipper works great. They've got two kind of, I don't know if you can see these creepy eyeballs that are melted into the fake leather. I'm not sure. A little bit of yap action going on here that's sewn around the edge. So, guessing it's fake leather, but I could be wrong on that. Again, Revised Standard has the red, just a regular red gilding on the side, and nothing super out of the ordinary about the Bible. Again, no markings in this one that I could find. No name in the presentation page, and no family history recorded. It's got a little bit more extras in the back of this one. Concordance, some maps. $1 at MCC Connections Thrift. Can't pass that up. Okay, the next Bible is this New Testament Authorized Version Update, which I had not heard of. This was also at an MCC Thrift in the free Bible section, and still in its wrapper. They had about, I don't know, 6 or 8 of these maybe. There's an ISBN number if you are at all curious about this book. Still in its wrapper, so I'll have to open this one up at some point and take a look at it. But from what I can gather, I mean, there's very little info here. What I can gather, it's sort of an update. I assume somebody has paraphrased the Authorized or King James Version and just updated the language. Maybe not a thorough from the original languages, so they're not really calling it a translation, just an update. So I'll have to take a look at that and see, and why there were so many of them there that were still in wrapper and free. I don't know. So it must not have been a big hit. I've never heard of the thing. So maybe one of y'all has. Okay, another find in Amish country that may be of interest to thrift store Bibles. Sorry about the dappled light here. It's messing with my focus, I think. This one I found in just a random thrift shop in Amish country. Not a MCC thrift, but just one we found along the way. And it is in German, the name there. Not going to attempt to pronounce that. A devotional reader in German and English. Pathway Books. It's a kind of a sea blue cloth overboard, and this is I think the book I spent the most money on this week, and it was $2 at this thrift. They had a number of German books, religious books, German New Testaments and the like. This one says First printing April 2000, reprinted 2001, available at your local bookstore, Pathway Bookstore, LaGrange, Indiana, 46761, printed in USA. And the introduction, sorry, I did not adjust the focus again there. In our worship services, we Amish and most Old Order Mennonites use the German language. Our hymns, sermons, prayers, and church ceremonies are in German. In addition, we speak a German dialect at home, and yet we have increasingly turned to the English language for much of our reading and for writing. Unless we make a serious effort to become more familiar with the rich heritage of German reading material that has come down to us, we will lose much of the blessing that could be ours. This book is a sincere attempt to encourage our young people and those who are older to a deeper study of some of the doctrinal and devotional materials that are being used in our churches today. By providing an English translation on each facing page, it is not our intent to have it replace or supplant the German. Quite the opposite. The English version should be used just as one would make use of a German-English dictionary to clarify the meaning of the German. So it's sort of almost what you'd find in the Book of Common Prayer, where it has kind of the articles of religion for these Old Order Mennonites and Amish. And we've got some confession, the Apostolic Confession of Faith. There are, and again, the German in this Gothic script. And I don't know, hopefully I'm not making that blurred too much. And then the English, let me set it down and refocus. The English on the right in traditional, or in Roman script. We've got looks like some kind of catechism type materials. A reminder of certain things for which we should sigh and pray to God. We've got, looks like, assuming these are hymns, or just poems. I haven't, see if there's one I know, or I can say for sure. Consider man life's ending. Jesus Christ, the word of truth. I'm not sure if these are hymns to be sung. There's no musical notation, obviously. Or just sort of poems. And then there are forms, kind of the wedding ceremony and such like at the end. So kind of a service book almost for questions at baptism. A service book, I guess, for Old Order Mennonites and Amish. I thought it was so interesting that it has the German and the English on every page. Yeah. Something interesting that I couldn't pass up. Another thrift store book, not a Bible, $1 at MCC Connections. Valley of Vision, which I've seen, sorry, the glare on that's really bad. It's a very glossy cover. Valley of Vision, I've seen this in a leather-bound, seen it reviewed multiple times online in a leather-bound version. Always wanted to have this book and read it. Collection of Puritan prayers and devotions. I've never seen it kind of in the wild of a thrift store, but finally found it. Looks brand new. Doesn't look like it's been read at all. So looking forward to kind of studying through this. Somebody's left a note in there, so I guess maybe it has been used and just held up really well. All right, and then to wrap up the book section here, this I found at a Mennonite Thrift. John Wesley Sermons and Anthology, 50 cents. Edited by Albert Outler and Richard Heizenrader. This obviously is not a complete collection of sermons, Wesley sermons, and you can see in this book there are underlinings in various colors, which I will just have to live with because the book otherwise, I mean, it's in great shape. Just a lot of underlining in some of these. And some notes. This will go, this is from the Save and Serve thrift shop, by the way, in Millersburg, Ohio. This will go nicely with my growing collection of Wesley and Wesleyan themed books. More underlining there. Abington Press, paperback, John Wesley Sermons. Nice find, 50 cents. Couldn't pass that up. All right. Well, thanks for joining me for this, I guess, Mennonite / Amish themed outdoor moving about and manipulating objects. I'll probably do a brief part 2 supplement to this to look at a few other things. Read that as pencils that I also found while thrifting this week. Thanks for joining me and hope to see you next time.